Welcome back to Anchors My Way. Today, it's an episode all about the cruise that truly opened my eyes to what MSC Cruises has to offer. I'm taking you back to my first ever experience aboard the beautiful MSC Divina, one of the ships that made me realize that cruising isn't just about the destination. It's about how the ship makes you feel while you're getting there. So it was July 2022. We were sailing out of Port Canaveral doing a 4-day itinerary to the Caribbean. From the moment I stepped aboard MSC Divina, I could tell she had something special. She may not be MSC's newest ship, but she carries herself with a timeless elegance that makes you slow down and appreciate the beauty around you. The atrium alone was enough to take your breath away. I remember walking in and just stopping for a moment. The glossy marble floors, the sweeping staircase, and then bam, the iconic Swarovski stairs. And let me tell you, those photos online, they do not serve justice to how beautiful this staircase is. Each step has like 1,000 crystals. It was like walking into a floating ballroom. I had already experienced it before, but I was still amazed by those stairs. Every time I see them, it's the same feeling. So now let's talk about where I stayed. So I got a balcony room. It was very clean, very comfortable. It had neutral colors, like the decoration was very nice, relaxing. The layout made sense. The bathroom didn't feel cramped at all. But what was the best feature of my room? The balcony. As I stepped out that balcony, I was in heaven. So every morning I would try to step outside and, try to see what was out there. And I usually ship spot, which is one of my favorite activities to do on board. One morning I just sat there for like an hour, no music, no phone, just the horizon and me. Discovering my inner peace was one of the things that I usually go for when I go on a cruise. Cruising just gives you that time and that space that you often don't get on land. So to me, it's one of the most important things. When you get a balcony, you experience that little peace for yourself. Now, you know that I'm always about looking at what the details have to offer. So one of the things that I absolutely loved about this ship was the food. Let's move straight on to the buffet. So the Divina had amazing food. They had the buffet, they had international dishes, American classic, fresh salads, carving stations, desserts, bars, everything that you could dream of eating on a cruise. The Divina had it for us. So I was very impressed with the variety that they were offering on board. My previous sailing was right after pandemic and things were just getting back to normal. So seeing the variety and the amount of food that they had on this ship was very good. I appreciated that the stations were very well organized and the float made it easy to move around, even during lunch, which is peak hour. And yes, I definitely went back for a few times. But what really kicked off the fun was the sail away party. The sail away party in the Divina was just something I hadn't seen before. Like I said, my previous sailing was with less people. So seeing so many people enjoying themselves and having a blast like we did there, it was just out of this world. One thing that I noticed is that they played a lot of Latin music. The energy was just shifting. The crew staff were everywhere, dance moves. The guests were all happy. I guess in every cruise ship we have that, but it was very nice to see it coming from an European line because they're usually a little bit more laid back. So we pulled away slowly from Port Canaveral, and I remember just saying bye to Orlando, but happily being able to explore the ship. So later that afternoon, I decided to start wandering around and see the beauty of the ship. And let me tell you, I bumped into the Aria Spa. It feels like you're entering a luxury place. You really have no idea where you're going. The walls are like curved, so it's really, really cool. One of the things that caught my eye was how elegant it felt just to walk in. So it was like an experience without even actually doing the massage. So this was my first time I had ever seen such a beautiful spa on a cruise. It was just a lot. I just didn't go into the spa. So this was my first time seeing the spa. From the moment you walk in here, the energy changes. It's quiet, it's warm, the air even smells relaxing. The thermal suite had these beautiful tile loungers, steamy sauna, and huge windows that you could look in and out from. I didn't get to book a treatment, but it felt like I really was having a spa day for a minute there. So now let's talk about the port itineraries. So one of our itineraries and one of our stops was Ocean Cay, which I had already been there, but again, it was right after pandemic. It was a total different experiences. So Ocean Cay, if you've never been, is MSC's private island in the Bahamas, and it's just a dream. My favorite place in the world. We arrived, and the view from the ship was just a stunning clear water, the soft sands. That feeling of peace that the island produced is just undescribable. It felt untouched in the best way, natural, peaceful, and real. The minute I walked along the beach and dipped my toes in the water, it was an amazing feeling. You just have to do it. You don't have to do a big excursion there. The island itself is an excursion. So one of the features that the island as well has is that they have the included buffet in the island. So it's like being on the ship, but actually going down to the island and enjoying the buffet, which actually it blew me away. I expected small beach grill, like little hot dogs, burgers, little snack stuff, but it wasn't like that at all. Instead, there were options. There was grilled chicken, burgers, pasta, rice, tropical fruits, and so much more. I found it that it was a restaurant on an island. So I found it amazing that they had that kind of service. Everything was clean, there was space, there was tables, there was shade for you to comfortably eat at that island. So I was really happy with the service on that buffet. So we went back on board later that evening and spent time in one of my favorite lounges, the Black and White Lounge. It's just chic, dramatic, and it has this high end feel without being fluffy. Black velvet, white leather, and live music, and it gave it an upscale cocktail lounge vibe. So I sat back and just had a drink and enjoyed the atmosphere around me. Now let me tell you what about the white party on MSC. So I've had experienced the white party on the Meraviglia, but it was indoors. This white party was a bit different. This white party was on the last night of the ship, and this white party was around the pool deck. MSC knows how to end things right. Let me clarify this. The pool deck transforms into a glowing celebration. Everyone is dressed in white, the lights are shining, music is playing, and the ocean breeze is just all over. I danced, I laughed, I soaked up every last moment. It was just a perfect ending to our cruise. Now, I want to give you some of MSC Divina's unique features because I discovered this while I was on board talking to some of the crew members, and I also did a little bit of research, but I wanted to share how exciting these features are for you. MSC's features, Divina's features, make her a truly one of a kind ship. It's the only ship in the fleet with a suite designed by Sophia Loren, MSC's longtime godmother. The suite is located in a club and is dressed in rich reds with framed movie stills and even her personal vanity. Wow. It's a nod to old Hollywood glam, and it fits the style of the Divina perfectly. I didn't get to visit the suite, but I would have loved to. If you get a chance to be in the yacht club and they allow you to stay on that suite, please do so I could see it at least. So the Divina also made history as the first MSC ship to permanently base herself in the United States. So it's really what opened up the world to us with MSC. Wow. Starting in Miami in 2013, then moved MSC better to connect that move helped MSC better to connect with the North American cruisers. And as you can feel the blend of the European sophistication and the American style, the entertainment in the ship just brought everything together. Although the features, another thoughtful feature is the dedicated prayer and meditation chapel that's unique to that ship. Whether you're celebrating a milestone or just need a quiet moment at sea, it's a peaceful space that adds something meaningful and rare to the cruise experience. And let's not forget the infinity garden pool, which is also unique to this class of ship. Located in the aft of the ship is the adults only super peaceful, and it gives you the best views of the open sea. One of a kind place where you bring your book, you sip a drink, and you just let the day drift away. And if you're into fitness, Divina is the only ship that offers aquacycle. So it's a spin class done inside the water. Super fun. I passed by it a few times and unfortunately I didn't have my phone with me. I was not able to record it, but I thought it was an amazing activity. It's fun, low impact. It creates like a soft stay activity while you're still enjoying your vacation mode. So it's definitely something you would want to try in your future sailing. Davina also got some smart designing upgrades that make a difference. So she had 114 more cabins than her sisters. She also got an upgrade with two elevators and smoother deck layouts to make it easier to move around. It seems small, but when you're on the ship, those details matter. And lastly, Divina also is a cultural energy on board. Everything is themed from night lights to Latin music to international entertainment and lively, welcoming that makes you feel like you're part of the experience. It was classy, fun, and full of personality. That is all that I have got for MSC Divina. I went back on board on her and I've also got a little more details of that future trip. But for now, thanks for listening to this episode of Anchors My Way. So whether you've sailed on Divina or she's still on your list, I hope you can get a real sense of what she's got to offer. Let me know on social media what your thoughts about the Divina were, or if you're coming anytime soon. Till next time, reminding you to keep anchors your way.